high seven to rock, I'm a two-time heavyweight champion of the world. I'm rocking with LadyChann.
Hey guys. So I'm want to break down just a little bit of the Terence Bud Crawford interview. Those that haven't seen it, it's on my page, on various people's pages, channels. He went live on Instagram, probably about, I think, 2 a.m. UK time and about 10 p.m. Eastern Standard. 11, 12, 1, 2, because they're for the time being, for the next about week or two, I think we're only 4 hours ahead of Eastern Standard. Then it goes back to normal. Then we're going to be 5 hours ahead. But anyway, and my I don't know. I have to break down that I'm not sure that people don't understand that the difference between an opinion and a fact, a unreliable source and the source itself. So let me play you a bit of this interview, and I'll be back on the flip side. Stand by.
I never heard of a fighter ever taking zero guarantee in a fight. I never heard of a fighter of a 4-rounder taking 0% of a guarantee. That is something that's new to me, but that's something that I was willing to do to make this fight happen. You know, a lot of people, you know, they say, oh, well, Terence, you ducked, or Terence, you did this and you didn't want to fight Spence. I'm the only one that was taking all the risks. You know, I told him, all right, cool. I take no guarantee. I take, you know what I mean, the less end of the money. You know, whatever it is you want, I take it, because that's how much confidence I got that I'm gonna beat that man. That's how much confidence I got I'm gonna beat that man. So, you know, even though I know I was getting fucked in the long run, I just, you know, wanted a little transparency. I said, okay, if I'm gonna bet on myself and I'm gonna go against all the odds, then I wanna, you know what I mean, a little transparency. Of course, you know, I want to be able to write off on, you know, things that's going to affect my check. Of course, I want to see if the numbers add up to what they telling me. You're not going to go in. It's just simple to me to think that a person will go in a business with a person 50-50, and this person would tell them, well, you got to give me 50% down, and I give you 50%, and then you say, oh, well, I'm not going to tell you how much we really made, but I'm going to just give you this. You just got to trust me. Come on now.
So as we can see, he states that Al Heyman didn't offer him, like, money up front, and said, nothing from nothing leaves nothing. We'll give you 35%, or we'll give you 50% of whatever we make. I was told that there was mega fights that have been made and nobody gets guarantees. That's a practice that's been done with mega fights before, but when asked to, you know, for them to be listed, their pulse rapidly dropped and their heart rate effectively stopped, and it was like, I called it, and to send them to the morgue. 35% of 0 is 0. 35% of 100 grand is that's about $35,000. Could effectively do this fight, and they'd be like, well, there's 100 grand. That's what's made that we can share out. No, that doesn't work. PBC, them broke. What if you watch the full interview and even the clip? What's so hard to understand that the fighter came out on his Instagram and stated the facts when people were speculating? I saw people go, no, you weren't in the meeting, or you weren't in the boardroom, or you didn't see. You just, you know, you're just saying it because you're this type of fan. Well, you've got the man that's come out and stating it his entire self. That's the source. But these aerosexuals are still going around saying, and you can see them in the comments, you ducked. Where's Errol Spence? You've got 24 hours to respond, sir. Maybe I'll give you 48 because you're a bit slow and you're a bit laid back. You're not really on New York time, even though you was born in New York. You're definitely on Texan time. And maybe we need to give you for real 48 hours because we're going to need to get an interpreter because... was that right? I don't know if it was the drinking excessively, or maybe the accident, or maybe you're a bit punchy, or maybe it's a combination of everything. But it's getting harder by the year to understand Errol Spence Jr. at this point with all this slurring. So you're gonna have to get an interpreter for us to understand what you're saying in the building. So I'm kind of like stuck when I've gone over to see other people's, like, you know, opinions, and everyone can have their opinions. But when you see people refuting, like, facts and then changing what Bud said into something totally different and saying, but he said this, that's when you're just like, yeah, I'm out. We have these, so I'm getting to prefer the Wilder supporters, and they're horrible, but the fanboys, and some of them are Spence fanboys. They're one of the same ilk, but I mean, some of them, I know some Spence fans, and they're not a Wilder fan, but these Spence fans are awful. They don't know what a fact is and what an opinion is in the building. They make up stuff just to make themselves feel better in the building. You'll play them a 20-minute clip of someone talking facts, stats and data, and they'll tell you that person's lying and that was all wrong in the building. Huh? In the building. They'll leave their house to go and find out where BLK Prime is, but definitely subscribe to Netflix, to Zone, in the building. Did you go to their fucking HQ? Like, only losers do those types of things. One-way ticket to Loserville, please. I need to reside in this building. They say it's for research purposes, but they don't research a blood clot toothbrush. They say it's for research purposes. They haven't researched, like, at least a high school education. They say it's for research, but they don't even know who their pickney is. Children. They do all this research, but they don't realise that they haven't. Their backdated child support hasn't been even paid for one instalment yet. Funny that. They've never even held a passport. Don't know what a port is to pass in. Some of them ain't left their state, but yet they know business 101 and will refute what the person who is in business says and call him a liar and change his words. So when you get your rebooted 2.0 college degree, let me know, because I'd like to analyse that, and for research purposes, for my research. I want to see if that college degree that you've got or obtained is absolutely authentic, like what you want to do with people making multi-million-dollar fucking deals in the building. The tax bracket, I wish I was in your tax bracket where you're in like the normal 20% tax bracket and not half of your money, of your income on the, you don't even fall into the 40% tax bracket, but yet you're talking about people's multi-million-dollar deals in the building. The cheap-ass tax bracket and the cheap-ass life that you live on a Happy Meal budget, but you want to talk about people's $25 and $30 million deals and multi-million-dollar deals in the building. You have a boss, but you want to tell bosses how to be a boss in the building. I could go on all day, but, I'm absolutely tired, but there was an interruption, so I'm awake and I'm just... You know, bosses can sleep, wake up when they want, because guess what? A boss is the boss of their business. A boss is a boss of their life. A boss is someone that pays themselves. A boss is someone that makes their own money and doesn't live on a Happy Meal. Like, a boss is a boss. A boss is where you make money, whether you're dancing, skipping, or sitting still in your building. Because you've set boss movements and boss, and you've filled up your boss bag to be able to live how you really want to, and you're not under an employee. When you're the employee, that means you have an employer in the building. When people's been self-employed for probably 2 decades, as soon as it was near enough an adult, these people want to tell you about, you know, boardrooms and contracts and not even at minimum bought a house or... Weird. Weirdos in the building. So all your failed endeavours and your endeavours continue to fail you in the building. Anyway, yeah. Shouts out to Bud Crawford, Errol Spence. You've got 48 hours. I was giving you 24. You've got 48 hours to respond. Because if somebody was telling lies on me, guess what? I'd be the first one out you know me, I'm the pull-up queen, so I'd be welling out. 48 hours to get you know, everything in check and get everything rolling for your Instagram live or your YouTube live. Because we need interpretation in the building. Oh yeah, and we'll give you some time to get your interpreter. YouTube, if you do it on YouTube, we can absolutely generate subtitles because it's going to be necessary. So if you don't, you know, have an interpreter, if Al says no, then, you know, and it's not a part of your multi-million-dollar budget to have an interpreter, we can use YouTube's auto-generated free ones in the building. Not really sure that even the auto-generated ones will even pick up what you're saying, so maybe, yeah, just get the interpreter, mate. Let me allow people, because I could do this all day. I could slew people, and I need to let people live and exist in the building. Anyway, I'm gone. Hey girl, it's LadyChann, rep none less, come on, CHANN. Gyan. Yeah. I've got nothing more to say to these geezers. People, their faculties have left the building. Gyan.